The first time Liam met Noah, he was 17, clinging to his sketch pad at the back of the wedding hall, while his mother promised forever to a man she barely knew. Daniel Bennett had money, a real estate empire, and a son who looked like he stepped out of a magazine cover. Liam didn't smile during the ceremony. He didn't cry either. He just watched Noah from across the room and felt something strange flicker in his chest. Recognition, maybe, or danger. Noah was 18 and magnetic. Everything about him, his casual laugh, the way he leaned into conversations, his careless charm, made people orbit around him. Liam wasn't one of them. He kept his distance, eyes down, always sketching. It wasn't that he hated Noah, he just didn't understand him. And that scared him more than anything. Their parents moved them into a glassy, modern home on the edge of the city. The bedrooms were across the hall. At night, Liam would hear Noah's music playing low through the walls, classic rock sometimes, old love ballads, and wonder what it would be like to belong to someone's world so completely. Weeks passed, and the boys developed a rhythm. Silent breakfasts, tense dinners, the occasional nod in the hallway. Then, one evening in mid-June, the silence cracked. They were alone at home, their parents away for a weekend trip. Liam had fallen asleep on the couch, pencil still in hand, sketchbook open on his lap. When he woke, Noah was beside him, looking at the drawing, a portrait of him, shaded gently, eyes soft. "You draw me a lot," Noah said quietly. Liam's mouth went dry. "Just practicing." Noah didn't move. "You make me look better, kinder." "You are kind," Liam replied before he could stop himself. A long pause stretched between them. Then, unexpectedly, Noah leaned in and kissed him. It was quick, impulsive, and left Liam frozen. He didn't ask why, he didn't run. He just looked at Noah, and for the first time saw a flicker of uncertainty behind those confident eyes. That night became a beginning, an invisible thread stitched in secrecy. Over time, their relationship morphed into something both tender and volatile. When no one was home, they'd sneak moments on the couch, in Liam's room, in the dark kitchen after midnight. They never spoke about what it meant. Noah would touch him like he needed him, but never look him in the eye afterward. Liam, on the other hand, was sinking deeper into something he couldn't name. By the time he turned 20, Liam was in love. Not the fleeting high school kind, but the aching, silent kind. Noah, however, remained a shadow. He would show up at Liam's door without knocking, kiss him like a secret, then vanish before sunrise. Liam told himself it was enough. That being Noah's secret was better than being no one at all. Things shifted the day Jessica entered their lives. She was warm, radiant, the kind of person who could light up a room without even speaking. She and Noah met at a gallery Liam was showing his work in. Liam watched from across the room as they laughed together near the refreshments table, Jessica brushing her fingers against Noah's arm as if they had always known each other. At dinner, that night Noah announced they were dating. Liam said nothing. He stared at his plate, counting the seconds between each bite. His heart felt like it had caved in, soundlessly. The next few months passed in a blur. Noah stopped coming to his room. The kisses ceased. The secret became a memory. Liam tried to convince himself it had never been real, that maybe Noah had been experimenting, confused. But at night, he would lie awake replaying every moment, every touch, trying to figure out when it stopped being something and became nothing. One afternoon, alone in the house, Liam found a photo in the kitchen, Jessica and Noah on a boat, her head on his shoulder, his hand resting possessively on her thigh. They were both laughing, happy. Liam stared at it for a long time, his fingers trembling, a quiet storm brewing behind his eyes. He didn't cry. He didn't scream. He simply placed the photo face down on the counter and walked to his room. In his sketchbook, he began a new drawing. But this time, Noah's eyes weren't soft. They were cold. Liam stopped speaking at dinner. He barely touched his food, offered clipped responses, and avoided looking at anyone, especially Noah. The once delicate, clandestine bond between them had rotted into silence. Noah, meanwhile, seemed to thrive. He smiled wider, laughed louder, and touched Jessica with ease. Every gesture was a knife twisting deeper into Liam's chest. He tried to be invisible, but obsession isn't something you can bury. It leaks into your thoughts, your movements, your breathing. Liam began memorizing their routines. When Jessica left the house, when Noah got back from the gym, when they kissed in the hallway, thinking no one was watching. Liam was always watching, his sketchbook filled with unsettling images. Noah's face fractured in glass, Jessica's smile smudged into a scream. He drew what he couldn't say, each line a wound, each page a silent cry. One morning, Liam passed Jessica in the living room. She greeted him politely, asked if he'd like to join them for coffee. He mumbled something and left. But before the door closed behind him, he caught her eyes narrowing. Jessica had started noticing, not the past but the present, the way Liam stared too long, the way he always appeared where he shouldn't be. Jessica confronted Noah one night. Liam heard it through the wall, muffled voices rising. She said, "Liam was strange, always around, always watching." Noah brushed it off, said Liam was just quiet, maybe a little sensitive. But the fight planted something. Liam saw it in Noah's eyes the next morning. Doubt. Fear. That week, Liam began taking photographs. At first, it was just to prove to himself it was real, this relationship, the betrayal. But the photos became something more. He started printing them out, pinning them to the inside of his closet, Jessica laughing, Noah holding her, Noah looking, tired, distracted. Liam was searching for something in those images. Maybe a moment where Noah's eyes betrayed him, where he didn't look in love. But Noah always looked happy. Liam wasn't. He confronted Noah in the garage one evening. The air was heavy with the scent of oil and dust. "I need to talk," Liam said, voice strained. Noah didn't turn around. "Don't. You can't pretend it didn't happen." "I'm not pretending," Noah said, wiping his hands on a rag. "I'm moving on." Liam's throat tightened. "So I meant nothing?" Noah finally looked at him. "We were kids, Liam. It wasn't real. It was confusion. We're stepbrothers. You need to let it go." That word, confusion, landed like a slap. Liam stepped closer, eyes sharp. "You kissed me first, and I regret it," Noah snapped. The silence that followed was suffocating. Liam walked away without another word, but something inside him had broken. Not like a dropped glass, but like a dam giving way. That night, he didn't sleep. He stared at the ceiling, whispering the same phrase over and over, "I loved you. I still do." In the days that followed, Liam started recording audio notes. He spoke into his phone like it was Noah. He replayed old voicemails. He sketched until his fingers bled. His room became a shrine to a love that had already died. Jessica, unaware of the full extent, decided to talk to Liam. She waited until Noah was out and knocked on his door. He opened it halfway. "Can we talk?" she asked gently. He let her in. She sat on the edge of his bed, looking around at the disordered chaos, papers, charcoal dust, photographs in odd places. "I know you're hurting," she said, "and I know you feel like you've lost something." Liam stared at her, eyes unreadable. "I just want us to be a family," she added. Liam smiled then. A small, strange smile. "You don't even know what kind of family we are." Jessica looked confused. "What do you mean?" Liam didn't answer. Instead, he turned to his desk and began sketching. Jessica left shortly after, visibly unsettled. The next night, Noah found a package on his bed, wrapped in butcher paper, tied with red string. Inside was a single drawing, a lifelike pencil, sketch of Jessica lying in bed, eyes closed, lips parted, not in peace, but in death. Noah stormed into Liam's room, fists clenched. "What the hell is wrong with you?" "You opened it?" Liam asked calmly, not even looking up from his chair. Noah's voice cracked. "You're sick." "No," Liam whispered, standing slowly. "I'm in love." For a moment, neither of them moved. Then Noah turned and walked away, slamming the door behind him. Left alone, Liam stared at the closed door, his eyes dark, his breath steady. He whispered to the silence, "If I can't have you, no one will." Liam stopped leaving the house. His mother thought it was burnout from work, an artist's slump. She had no idea the walls of his room were closing in with every heartbeat, that his mind had become a maze with no exit. The only thing that made sense anymore was Noah. Not the real Noah, the one who laughed at Jessica's jokes and avoided eye contact, but the version Liam remembered. The version who once kissed him in the dark and whispered his name like a secret worth keeping. But that Noah was gone. The new Noah avoided him entirely. He stayed at Jessica's apartment most nights now. Even when he came home, he passed Liam in the hallway like a ghost. No greetings, no glances. It was as if Liam had become a stain on the floor no one wanted to acknowledge. Jessica had grown colder, too. She didn't speak to Liam anymore, not after the sketch, not after Noah found her crying in the bathroom, whispering that something was deeply wrong with him. Still, Liam waited. He waited for the day Noah would return. Not physically, emotionally. He believed love didn't just vanish. It might be buried, bruised, but it had to still exist somewhere beneath the fear, beneath the shame. Then Jessica made a mistake. She left her bag in the living room. Liam, passing through on his way to the kitchen, saw a corner of his sketchbook sticking out. The one he thought he'd lost. She had it. She'd gone through his drawings, through his thoughts, his confessions, his privacy. Panic clawed through him. His breath caught in his throat as he pulled the book out and flipped through the pages. They'd been annotated, notes scribbled in Jessica's handwriting. Disturbing. Threatening. Unstable. Liam's vision tunneled. That night, Noah returned alone. Liam waited until the house was still. Then he crept down the hallway, sketchbook in hand, and slipped it under Noah's door. A final message, a warning, an invitation. He didn't sleep. Instead, he sat at his desk, watching the moonlight spill across the floor, waiting for footsteps, waiting for a voice. Just after 3 a.m, his phone buzzed. A single message from Noah. "Meet me at the lake house. Sunrise." Liam didn't hesitate. The lake house was where it all began. Their first kiss. Their first whispered promise. It stood at the edge of memory, quiet and waiting, like a mausoleum for a love no one would talk about. Liam arrived before dawn. Mist hung low over the water, curling like smoke. The house was cold, abandoned since last summer. He stepped inside, the wooden floor groaning beneath him. Noah was already there, standing near the dock, hands in his jacket pockets, shoulders tense. "You got my message," Liam said. Noah didn't turn around. "I shouldn't have come." "But you did." There was a long silence. Liam stepped closer. "I never lied to you." "I know," Noah said quietly. "I loved you." "I believe that," he replied, voice flat. "But it wasn't love for me, Liam. It was confusion, loneliness." Liam's heart twisted. "You said it meant something." "I was 17. I didn't know what I was doing." "You knew enough to hide it." Noah turned now, finally meeting his eyes. "Because it was wrong. We're stepbrothers. We were kids. It was never meant to last. But it did, Liam whispered, stepping forward. For me, it still does. Noah backed away slightly, his voice rising. Jessica's scared of you. And honestly, so am I. Liam blinked, stunned. I don't want to hurt you, Noah continued. But this ends now. No more notes. No more drawings. No more following me. It's over. Liam's lips trembled. You don't mean that. I do. Then something in Liam shattered. He lunged. They struggled on the dock, the old boards creaking beneath their weight. Shouts broke into the still morning air. Liam's hands gripped Noah's jacket, pulling, pleading. Noah pushed back, trying to break free. One shove too many. Noah lost his footing, slipped, fell. The splash echoed like a gunshot. Liam screamed, his name dropping to his knees. The water rippled, then stilled. Noah didn't surface. He hesitated, just for a second, paralyzed by shock, then dove in. The lake was freezing, murky, swallowing light. He searched, hands groping in the dark water, lungs burning. Nothing. When they pulled him from the shoreline hours later, Liam was curled on the dock, drenched and shaking. In the police station, he said nothing for a long time. Then finally, in a voice barely above a whisper, he said, I loved him. And no one knew whether he meant it as a confession or a curse.